As a tribute to Chef Mario, my Italian friend from Naples, whose restaurant I would go to all the time when I lived in Little Italy in San Francisco, we are going to prepare amazing baby octopus pasta with a lot of garlic, some amazing extra virgin olive oil, al dente spaghetti. It's gonna be a 10 out of 10. It's not gonna take long, maybe 20 minutes. Join us, we'll make it quick. If you've never had octopus pasta, you have never lived. The first time I personally ever had it, I was living in Little Italy in San Francisco. I walked by a restaurant and this Italian from Southern Italy named Mario, because what else, was standing in the corner wearing his Rolex, and I smelled the greatest smell I'd ever smelled in my life. It was garlic, it was octopus, and it was coming from his Italian restaurant that happened to be my favorite in San Francisco. I'd end up going there every couple of weeks. I would always get the octopus pasta, and I would always want to figure out how could I make it taste just as good at home. Well, the secret is getting baby octopus often from Asian markets. Asian markets frequently have some of the meats that you can't find at European or Western markets, even if you're cooking a European or a Western dish. So today we're gonna get the baby octopus that they have at Hana Market, and we're gonna use it in pasta that I learned from my man Mario in San Francisco. Oh, octopus, yeah, 1 pound. One of the coolest parts of Asian markets is the live animals. We will not be cooking any of these blue crabs today, but it'd be kind of cool if we did. As I think fondly back on my experiences in San Francisco with Mario at his restaurant called Cafe Macaroni, believe it or not, but it was actually a 5-star restaurant in my opinion. I want to show you how easy it is to prep octopus pasta that tastes just as good as the authentic Southern Italian dish that he would present to me. So we only need a few things: salt, pepper, marinara sauce that you can get cheaply at Costco like we did. We got some organic spaghetti. We want to have organic because we don't trust wheat products that come from the US because they have Monsanto's favorite product, glyphosate, which we think might be a carcinogen. No, no, no. Got the octopus that we got from our local Asian market. And then we have 5 garlic cloves because garlic makes everything taste good. One thing not shown is we're gonna get a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to make the octopus nice and crispy and the noodles nice and delicious. The longest step is actually boiling the spaghetti. So we're gonna turn the flame on high, and we're gonna want to put a little bit of water in our pot, get that thing to boiling, throw some salt in there while we salt our octopus. The rule for cooking octopus is the same rule that we have for cooking all of our meats, is we want it to be as dehydrated as we reasonably can. Otherwise, there's just gonna be a bunch of liquid on the pan. And you'll see what to do if the liquid does arise, but ideally, there's less liquid to start. While we wait for the water to reach a boil, we'll do our favorite trick for cutting up garlic cloves. We will mash the sides so they can be easily unbundled. We'll start slicing and dicing away. Now that the water has reached a boil, we're gonna have the same rule that we have for all of our noodles. If the pot is a little bit small, we're just going to dip one side in, and we're gonna trust that over the course of 30 seconds, 45 seconds, the noodles will get wet and we'll be able to submerge the entire thing while keeping that noodle nice and long so we can have the storybook picturesque shot where you eat the entire noodle at once. See, I told you they'd all fit in. And after we have submerged the spaghetti, we will put the pot on a side flame. We're gonna want the hottest flame to sear the crap out of these octopuses, or octopi, however you call it. We're gonna wanna turn this flame on high, put our extra virgin olive oil on the pan. I'm not worried about the state changes of that extra virgin olive oil because my European friends told me their grandpas and grandmas don't worry about it and they don't get cancer the way we're told we will, nor do they get heart disease. So I'm okay with their science. Let's let this oil get very, very hot. Gotta be patient. That's the thing cooking meat. You want the oil to get hot, or whatever fat you're using, because the hotter it gets, the better the sear we're gonna have on the meat. Now that the oil is bubbling up, we are ready to put the octopi in. That is the sizzling sound of victory. Now remember, liquid is the enemy of a good sear. So when you have too much liquid on the pan like we have now, we actually want to use a paper towel to soak it up unless we're willing to pour it out. We don't want to do that just yet. So let's soak up all that extra water. Before we give it a little flip. And as the octopi cook, we're going to want to put a third pan on the gas stove because that keeps our friends in the Biden administration happy. 3 flames on at once. We're going to want to put some of that extra virgin olive oil in that pan, as well as some of that garlic. The more advanced you get, the more you can tell if the noodles are ready, not by the time, but how they feel to touch. These need about 90 seconds more before we're going to take them out of the pot. After cooking the baby octopi for 3 to 4 minutes, they are done. We didn't get the char that we wanted to, but it's going to taste just perfect anyway. We're going to want to turn the flame off, let them sit, soak in their own juice. They're still a little bit hard, but that's actually where we want them. We want them to be a little bit al dente, so we're going to take them out of the pot, put them in a strainer. You can tell the texture. These are definitely still al dente. As the water gets over the floor, we're not perfect. That's okay. We got paper towels. We will let the garlic continue to cook. That is right about where we want it. We're starting to get a little bit browned on the side. Okay. Now once the garlic is starting to get browned on the side, we're going to want to move it to the side. Put in our tomato sauce right there. That's about 1/3 of a jar. Now once the sauce and garlic are nice and hot, we're going to want to put our al dente noodles back in the pan to soak up that tomato goodness, garlicky goodness. And we're going to want to let these cook for another 90 seconds or so. Once it's on the plate, we can add pepper to our liking, and it's ready to be consumed. Almost as good as Mario, and I'm not even from Naples.